Hello, hello. So I am actually recording this on Monday to share with you tomorrow on the 4th. I promised I would do that, and I like to keep my promises. So before Rich and I head over to the movies to watch, I think you got tickets for the new Indiana Jones movie. Anyway, we're going to have a little date. We've had several little dates, which has been quite lovely. For those of you that don't follow my personal Facebook page, we went to see Chicago on Saturday night. They were fabulous. They're a band that Rich and I have followed for a long time. He's seen them, I think, even more times than I have, and that was my third time. Once when I was in high school, I saw them. Once Rich and I saw them together when we were dating, and then once the other night. And they were just as great the other night as they were 30 years ago. 35 years ago, really. Anyway, off to what we are going to do for today. So I've given you some time to see this. Okay, I do want to let you know, and I will do a bit more. I will try to get an email out to you before all of these fun things go live on the 6th, I believe. There will be some new online exclusives, okay, and that go live on the 6th. And then there's also bonus days starting. They might actually start the 5th. Let's play it safe. Let me tell you the 6th, and then it's okay. Anyway, bonus days are coming back. They've tried a couple of different things for the summer, and they must have decided that bonus days worked better than a second celebration. So anyway, if you purchase in increments of $50, for each $50 you get a $5 coupon code mailed to you. You need to keep those emails tucked away somewhere. If you've got a special folder or something, you need to keep track of them, okay? And then you can use those coupon codes for shopping in August, okay? Now, you can do prepaid paper pumpkins, you can do stock-up products like adhesive and basic white cardstock and envelopes, and think ahead to your holiday crafting. Think ahead to crafty people that you might want to get gifts for, like kits or something. Think about all of that for July and earn those coupon codes, and then use the coupon codes when you're shopping in August. Okay, so I will have more information on that for you. Anyway, that's what we're gonna do. Okay, all right. So the Cheerful Daisies. I opened the catalog. I'm paging through. It's like 111 or something like that. I'm paging through. I see those daisies. It's like my heart just started to beat just a little bit faster. I am a daisy girl through and through. If I could figure out a way to have my house, my yard, planted with daisies that would always be in bloom, not like bloom and then just be green stalks, I would do it in a heartbeat. I would just have like a meadow full of daisies in my front yard. It would make me so happy. Anyway, I did not get out the dies and I just found the little label piece that I was looking for. Anyway, let me just bring this over here and show you. Maybe I will grab those dies. Hang on one sec. Hang on. Don't go away. Okay. So you can layer up the daisies in a couple of different ways. You can just stamp them and cut the image out. And that looks like this. Okay? So I've stamped the image actually twice. Once with the outline, once with the fill-in, and then just cut out Hang on, I can do this really quickly. You watch. It's this. Hang on. So see how this one sort of squared off? This one sort of squared off? Bam, there it is. So that's your first tip, is find what works for you to help you line things up, okay? Whatever petal it is, like it might be this little short one, it might be the squared off one, it might be whatever it is, find it and use that to line things up, all right? All right, tip number 1. All right, so that's this piece, okay? It's just the outline, okay? It's just the biggest one. Not quite the biggest one, actually. It's a little bit of a fib. All right. Then you have this piece, which is 3 daisies. It combines this one, and hang on, where's my squared off one? There, it goes like this. Okay. So it combines this flower, and this flower all in one with some leaves. Okay. Now, just because it comes out all as one piece does not mean that you have to use it all in one piece. You can take your snips and just snip it apart once you get it out, which is what I did, and that's this piece. Okay. Hang on. Where's my squared off one? There it is. Okay, there we go. See? Just find that one. So I just snipped so that it was free of the other pieces. And I used a smaller piece that because I knew I didn't need those. So I just found a scrap and cut just what I needed. All right, so this actually is the biggest layer for those, okay? Just so you know. All right, let's see if we can push those out of the way just a little. There we go. All right, and I do have a small daisy plant that has leaves like this, that has these real skinny kinds of leaves. They look like this when they're die cut out. I might actually even use that since it's pretty peacock, and that is one of the colors we're using today. All right, so why did I decide to do this today? Well, because I was working on a class that I had gotten from another demonstrator. I do that sometimes. I purchase the card kits just because it's so nice to come here and not have to think about cutting or designing or anything. I can just stamp and assemble, which is really a lot of fun. And you guys get to do that when you come to class. So anyway, I was working on a class from another demonstrator, and this was actually a base that they had designed a card using the little monkey bundle with the punch. And I said, well, I'm not sure I really want to do that. So I said, okay, I have an idea. I'm going to just switch this up a little and do it with the daisies. So let me show you how this works. Okay, so you need 2 pieces. So you're going to only get 1 card out of a piece of cardstock. Okay, so you need your regular card base. It's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Okay, and then you need one that's just a little bit smaller. So this one is actually 8 1/4 by 5 1/4, scored in the middle at 4 1/8. Okay. So then what you do, here, let me just do this, okay? So once you've scored it in the middle, okay, so now you take your trimmer and you put your, I left my trimmer on the other table. So you put your card in your trimmer this way so that the blade is going up and down, okay? And what you're gonna do is cut at yeah, that's right. At 2 and at 3, okay, just in 1 inch, okay? So you're going to cut in at 1 inch, cut in 1 inch, and then you're going to push it forward and squish that down. So now you've got this little jog here, and you've got this little pop-up piece, all right? So now you've got, and I've seen people do this with like white, and a white insert. I really liked the fact that this one was the same tone on tone, so you didn't see the fact that it was a different color, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and put this in. There are some good ways to do this and not so good ways to do this. You want to be certain that no adhesive gets in here, right here. You don't want any adhesive there. But what you do want is adhesive. All right, I'm gonna put it on what will be attached to the back. Okay, so I'm gonna get into the corners. I want to make sure that that's not going anywhere. All right. So we're going to very carefully put this in. So we want this fold right against this fold, okay? And roughly centered top to bottom. There's a little bit of a gap, okay? Because it's a little smaller. Okay, so we're going to just rub that in there, okay? Now we're going to put our adhesive here. Okay, like this. And rather than trying to get it to line up by pushing it this way, we're just going to close the card. Whoop, there we go. Now we're going to give it just a second. I'm going to actually flip it so I can press this way. All right. There. Okay. So now when you open, you've got this great little pop-up place. All right. So we'll get to that. But to decorate the front, I'm just going to let the designer series paper do all the work. So I chose this piece with the white daisies, with the lemon, lolly, and wild wheat centers, and the pretty peacock and Lost Lagoon leaves on the copper clay base. Okay, so it's just that piece of designer series paper, and I'm just going to put a little adhesive in each corner. Whoop, come on, there you go. A little in the middle, and I don't think it matters. I guess it feels a little better this way. I don't think it matters. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do that. Okay, and I will get to whatever I'm going to do on the front. I haven't quite decided yet. All right. Anyway, what I'm going to do for the inside is I'm going to put this here, and then we're going to add our daisy here. So I'm going to need to make sure that it doesn't peek out, okay? So I'm going to need to make sure when I do that it doesn't come out of here. But let's decorate this daisy before we do that, okay? All right, so here's how they layer up. So here is our base. And then, so you can have a 2-layer daisy or you can have a 3-layer daisy. It is up to you. There is not a whole lot showing through on the back of that, except a little bit in the middle, okay, and a little around the edges. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave this mostly white. I am going to get a nice clean sponge dauber and some of my lemon lolly ink. And it's not going to matter too much, but I'm just going to sort of put that in the middle. All right, because that way, there we go, you get a little of that peeking through. All right, now I'm going to carry it through onto this center. Now I didn't poke out all the pieces, and that's okay. Right? I'm just going to add a little bit more, and I'm going to darken this one up a little bit more. Okay, I really want a yellow center on that one, and I want it to show through. Okay, so now I have a pretty strong center. Okay, but the edges of my petals are still just white, and if I'm going to put this over the top, this is all white. Now you could certainly have that and have it just for texture, or you could grab one of our blending brushes. Now here's a tip for you guys. Okay, you'll see that there's a little bit of staining on my brush. You may see some demonstrators, you know, depending on who you watch videos with, they have them labeled, and they have either one for every color or one for every sort of color family or whatever. I don't do that for a couple of reasons. First reason, it's expensive. Okay? I don't want you to think that just because I did that, you should do that, especially if it's going to be a strain financially. Okay? The other thing is, I don't want to do that for myself. You think that, oh, I got to have one for every color. I can't afford that. I guess I can't use the blending brushes. Nope, don't want you thinking that either, because you certainly can. Okay? Now, if you like that kind of organization and you have a way to keep all your brushes organized and you want to label them, fine. Go right ahead. Nobody's going to stop you. Okay? But please don't think you have to. A little mild soap, very tiny, and really just mostly rinsing it as soon as you're done using it, pretty much, like within reason, like not 3 days later, okay? So an hour later, whatever. And you just run it under clear water, or swish it in your hand or something and rub it with a soft lint-free towel, okay, a microfiber towel or something, and then let it dry. And if, you know, you still have a little ink, then do it again. But you can get most of the ink out, and that little bit that's there isn't coming off of anything. All right, so don't worry about that. All right, so we're going to leave that one white. We're going to leave that one white, and this one we're going to put a little bit of scrap paper under here, and I'm going to just take Lost Lagoon, and I'm going to get just a little bit of ink on here. Okay, I'm going to dot some of it off because I certainly don't want any blops on here, and then I'm just going to kind of catch those edges a little bit. I just want a little bit of color peeping out there. Okay, so I'm going to do that again. Pounce most of it off, bring some of it in, okay? Because not a lot is going to show, okay? Ooh, that was a little heavy. Oh well. We might put something over that, you never know. Okay, so we're just going to put a little bit of ink there on those petals. There. Okay. Yeah, that one edge did get kind of dark. It's all right. Okay. Now, if I wanted to, I could even take and just, if there's any left over, just sort of, I don't think there really is, but just in case there was any leftover ink that I wanted to get on there. All right, so let's layer these up. All right, so we're gonna find my squared off petals so that it will be easy to layer up. And then for this one, it's easier to find this sort of by itself petal. Okay, so let's start with this one. And we'll just put a little tiny, ooh, there's a little more than a little tiny. Okay, a little bit of adhesive here on these petals. There we go. I think we got them all. A little bit everywhere. Okay. So, I'm gonna just turn this and put this one here. So just because my squared off trick or this individual one or this group of 3, do whatever works for you. Oops, you know what? I realized I want a little bit of ink on there. Okay. I wanted those little pieces to have some color. So see how, look, my dark one don't even look that bad. Okay. No mistakes, says my friend Barbara Lash. All right, so that's 2 layers, and now we're going to just put some adhesive on this layer. I'm going to even put a little tiny bit in the middle because there's a little there, little room there. Wish I could be at my friend Barbara's today. She does class at 4 o'clock on Mondays. One of these Mondays I'll get down there. Might not even tell her I'm coming. Just to see her face. There. So now we have that little bit of Lost Lagoon sandwiched in between the white, the basic white, okay? Isn't that pretty? Oh, love it. Okay. And we can probably even, oh yeah, look at how pretty that would be. Just that little bit poking out. Because I may put a little piece of white in here. Haven't quite decided. Yep, that would look really pretty. All right, so let's add a little bit of, oh, you know what? I should probably stamp first. So I have Season of Chic here, and I think this Wishing You the Best Birthday Ever, okay, will fit nicely in black. I am so sorry, you guys. I can't. I forgot to mute that. Okay. There we go. There. Now that will fit snugged in. Yeah, look at that. And then we can put that right here, and when we close it, it'll be perfect. All right, so let's just put our adhesive right here, sort of in the corner, like that. And then we're gonna just tuck that right around there. And, I can probably, here, I have an idea. We're gonna just squeeze just a teeny, oh, that was a little more than a teeny, but that's okay. There, okay. How do we do? Oh, it's not squishing out, so I guess it wasn't too bad. All right. just hold that closed a minute. Okay, there. There. Now we can put this here. Yep, and it doesn't come out. So I have to go in pretty close, but I don't have to be touching. And I can go up. So my suggestion would be that you put your adhesive on here. Okay? So I'm going to just sort of go like this. So I'm going to have my adhesive like that. Okay? I'm not right up to that one score. Okay? But it will work. Okay? And then I'm going to put my finger underneath there. And let me just get that set just for a second so I can pinch it. So now you can see I left a tiny bit of space there, okay? And whoops, that liquid glue is a little slippery. That's why a lot of people like it, is because you have those few seconds to wiggle it around in place. But glue dots might have worked better so that it was drying quicker. Well, glue dots don't have to dry, but anyway. And so then when I close it, that's what you want to make sure. You want to do a dry run before, with just like a little bit of temporary adhesive or something. You want to make sure that when you close it, you don't have anything sticking out. Okay? So nothing stuck to your pop-up should then stick out once you close your card. Okay? All right. So then I just need a little something on the front. Okay? And we can use this. And so I'm just going to go around the edge. That does a couple of things. It sets it apart from that kind of busy-ish background, okay? And it highlights that stitching. So this is a label that's in that Cheerful Daisies die set. So I'm just going around the edge a little bit. And because I'm going to stamp whatever I'm stamping in black, it's not going to matter that there's a little bit of Lost Lagoon coming into the stamping space. Okay, so let's check. Oh, I didn't bring the Cheerful Daisies. Wishing you the best birthday ever in the front. So, is there another one here? Not that I want. Hang on. All right, how about all right, I'm just thinking about I wonder if this will fit. I was looking for the You Make Me Smile. So kind. Where did it go? There it is. Okay. All right, so that is, oh yeah, that'll fit. It'll look better a different way though. Okay, so you're going to get to see me mask this, or try to anyway. So we're going to cover up the You Make Me. Okay. We're going to grab my Memento Black. Oh, you know what? Maybe I want to do, no, change my mind. We're going to cover up Smile first. And we're just going to get You Make Me. Take this off and put that up here. Okay. So it fills the space better if, so I need to really clean that. Okay, no ghosties. That's what that's called, is if you get like you haven't cleaned a stamp real well and you go to use it, that's what it's called, is a ghost image. Anyway, let's get the Smile. Okay, and put that underneath here. There, You Make Me Smile. Then I'm not running right to the edge. It looks nice and centered. I like that. All right, so that other stamp set that I was playing with here is the Timeless Arrangements. That has that You Make Me Smile. Okay, I'll just put that back where it belongs, then I won't be looking for it. Okay, so we will put that on the front with dimensionals. And then I probably will put a little bit of, even if it's a small piece of white down here, or white that goes close to the edge of there, and then a little bit of designer series paper down here. I will do something to that inside so that I can sign it and that sort of thing, okay? But for now, oh phew, I thought I made a big smudge, but I didn't. Okay, there's that. All right, so there's that card. So I did say a couple or two fun folds. So this is one that we made in my last class. And I think it was a Rhonda Wade card that we did. So let's put Lost Lagoon where I'm not going to reach for it. Let's bring Moody Mauve where I am going to reach for it. All right, so this uses a base that's not quite standard, okay? Uses a 7 1/4 by 5 1/2, scored at 3. Okay, all right. So let's grab my bone folder, give that a score like this. Okay, so then we have a piece of white and a piece of the Daisy Designer Series paper to be pretty over here. So let's get those on there. Okay. And I'll show you how. It's a cute and easy little fun fold. And it's one of those things that I really like to do because I am almost out of this one. That's all right. I will toss it down the table and there. Okay. Okay. So now what we're going to do is, this is the mechanism piece. Okay. So this is 5 1/2 scored at 2. Okay. And it's 1 1/2 wide, but you can make it any width that you want. But what you want is this smaller piece. And this is what's going to get glued down. How'd I do? Oh, pretty good. So this is going to get adhered underneath here. Okay, so you're going to put this there, like this. Okay, snug that in. So you don't want it any farther over than the edge of your card, okay? You can't be hanging out there. You want it tucked in nice, like that, okay? And you're going to adhere all that and not keep moving it. I know, I should just adhere it all down, right? Just do it, Les. Just do it. Okay. Here we go. Whoops. Yep, that one is dead. Good thing we have some more. Alrighty. So, I want to just kind of put that right in like that. Okay? And then this goes over the top. Whoop. Like that. Okie doke. There. And I see a little tiny smudge or adhesive or something, so I'm just going to use this sand eraser. If you don't have one of these, you want to get one. I promise. They're the best. And they just take, you just go in little circles and it just takes those things off. Yep, a little mono sand eraser made by Tombow. Love it. Okay. So now this is how it opens. Okay, so then this has your focal point. So this is what opens, zoop, and then you have the card. Okay. So rather than try and figure out where the adhesive is going to go on here, you're going to want to put your adhesive here. Okay, like this. Now, and I'm pretty sure that because this covers most of that, I'm pretty good. In fact, I'm probably going to put one more in the middle. Okay. Alright, now this is not square, so it's just, it's like 3 1/4 by 3 or something like that. So it's a little taller than it is wide. But, you know, you get to, you know, it's your card. You can make this size piece any size you want. Okay. And then we have this. Okay, so now we're going to stamp our little thank you greeting in Moody Mauve way down at the corner. And you want to do this, especially if you're adding bigger pieces, you want to get your greeting on first so that you have room. Oh, can you see that? I got ink on my block. Now, if I'm not super careful, I could end up with ink on my card. So always pay attention to that. Like, look at your stamps once you've stamped. And if you have ink where you don't want it, get rid of it before you go putting it anywhere near your card. There's another tip for you. See, I'm full of them today. Good grief. All right. Here we go. So now we're going to just add our flowers on there. Do I want them that way or do I want them this way? Oh, I might like them this way a little bit better. Okay. So we'll add a little bit of adhesive to some, just kind of in close, because I'm not exactly sure how far out, and I don't want anything glued where I don't want it, right? So I'm going to make sure that those, see, I didn't, oh, I got a little bit. It's all right, I can either blot it here with that, or once it dries, I can use the adhesive remover like that. I can just take that right off of there. And you definitely want your adhesive remover always going the same direction. So I'm actually lifting in between because you don't want, there is something on there that I can't get. I'm not sure why. There we go. I think that's better. Okay. There. Okay. All right, good. Then we'll put this one on here like this. Oh, you know what? I can kind of cover up. Haha. Or here, I can do this. Yeah, I can come down really close to my thank you. Might pop that one up on dimensionals like this. Let's just get a couple of those on there. And again, mostly in the middle. These things aren't going anywhere, okay? They're not going to just get up and run off your card, so you don't, it's not like you need. All right, so let's get way down. How did I want to do that? Oh, like this. So I was going to bring that way down like that. Okay, there we go. Then, to sort of fill up that space, we have our pretty little brushed brass butterflies. And let's take a couple of those. Let's put a big one up here. And maybe a little one too. Like that. And then one more big one. I love these because they're really flat. Like this popped up flower is higher than these butterflies. So pretty great. All right, let's put that here. Okay. There. Now we'll put this on here. Oops, I went a little far over. That's why you gotta make sure. All right, I won't center that. That's all. Nothing says it has to be. Okay, I can come right to the edge here, make it look like it's supposed to be that way. Perfect. Ha. No worries. Okay. So if that ever happens, just make it work, guys. Don't tear your whole card apart. Don't think you've wrecked it. Don't throw it in the trash. Just make it work. Just make it work. So all I had to do was bring this edge flush over here, and now my petals aren't hanging over, and I won't have a problem getting it into an envelope. Okay? And I have absolutely no problem with that. Now, if you do, well then, I don't know what to tell you. But I don't. So, there we go. Alright, so that's that fun fold. So we learned the pop-up one, and we saw this one. So two really pretty daisy cards. And it's getting to be about that time. So let me just really quick show you another quick and easy card that I did. That designer series paper was totally the star. So I have a thick white base. I actually have two pieces of this because that paper has the daisies on one side and it has the copper clay on the back. So I just used daisies on top of it because I didn't want copper clay cardstock that's all one tone. So I wanted that, you know, some lighter, some darker. So by layering two pieces of designer series paper together, that worked. Okay, and then we will just find in my little bag of tricks, because you know, and if you don't have one of these, you need to. I had a skinny one that there it is. I think that's all I want. Maybe I want more. Hold on. Oh, you know what? Maybe I have a cute little circle or something. Ooh, a little deckled rectangle. What are you? Ooh, a little tag. Oh, let's see if this, hang on. Yay! Hang on. I got it. Put all my little labels back in here. That usually just resides in my, yeah, we'll just put that like here. And I'll make a little knot with that copper clay ribbon, which I don't have right here, so you'll have to see that another time. Anyway, we'll use that wishing you the best birthday ever and sneak it right in here. Yep, it'll go. It's tight. Birthday is tight, but it works. Love that. Okay. Cover that up so I don't have black ink everywhere. All right, we're going to put some dimensionals on that. A little tag. Like this. Okay. And just over here. So all my daisies, or most of the daisies, oh, pardon me, I've got the hiccups. All right, so there we go. Oh, and I could even add a couple of these little brass butterflies, because why not? I often am guilty of not enough bling. Some people overdo it. Not me. I tend to be, I forget, whoops, the cap of my take your pick tool just fell off. And I think we'll put one right there. Oh, I really do like this. And really, a stamp, a little tag, a couple of embellishments, and I'll put a little knot of ribbon, and it'll be just primo. It'll be great. So, there you go. So let's just look at those daisy cards for a minute. Because a lot of my daisies are blooming like crazy at my house right now. So I thought this was a good one to do for today. So there we go. Daisies galore. All right, so thanks for spending a little bit of time with me today. And I will be live again on the 11th. Do remember that you only have a couple more days to register for July class on the 12th. Okay? All right. See you soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.